and process specialist and the financial strategist. Mark was raised on a dairy farm in Minnesota. In 1989, Mark started the first of multiple successful businesses in Minnesota. He had a home building business, a real estate company to sell his new construction homes, and a land development to build his homes on. In 2014, Mark and Bridget started GOALL Program, financial strategist, with individuals, business owners, and employees for tax-free income in retirement to protect and leverage retirement money and asset protection from life's risk. In 2017, Mark and Bridget purchased their first home in Arizona and are now full-time residents of Fountain Hills. Mark's philosophy is you work hard for your money and you want it to work as hard for you as you did to get it. And what's not on his introduction that he provided is Mark is also running for town council for Fountain Hills. So vote Mark.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm co-founder. Obviously, the other co-founder is my wife, Bridget. So she was busy this morning, so guess who gets to be here. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here. So we'll just kind of get right into it. But you know, one of the things that's cool about the GOALL program is some of the products that we actually carry. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that did you know that you can protect yourself from life's risks in one product? A lot of people don't know that the a la carte is very, very expensive. And you know, the cool thing about it is these products also will stay with you for the rest of your life. Sometimes it's just you got a 401k, disability, life insurance. The only thing you really keep in retirement is your life or your 401k. So, but the other thing is, did you know that the correct product can help prevent you from bankruptcy? Or the correct product can help you prevent foreclosure, the correct product can help protect your assets. And the correct product can also make you more bankable if you need to get a loan. And so basically the other aspect of it is, did you know that there's a 70% chance that you will become ill or injured before you die? It's a cycle of life. And there's where you get yourself into trouble so many times, and nobody wants to ever have to lose their home or claim bankruptcy or anything like that. And did you also know that some life insurance products out there only pay out 2% of the time? And others pay out 100% of the time. One of them, actually a term policy only pays out 2% of the time because people outlive them. So I bet there's a pretty good chance in this room right now, or about a 98% chance that somebody has outlived their term policy versus having a permanent policy that also builds cash value and everything in it, and it can turn into your retirement account. And so in fact, I'm going to back up here. So here's just a quick question. If you had a 2% chance to get $1 million or a 100% chance to get $500,000, what would you do? That's a tough question, many times over. So I'm just going to do a quick little comparison here, and I'm just going to use a generic number of $300. If you put it away for 12 months, you'd have $3,600 that you put onto to the side. And where most people like to run the money, into a 401k, and then you pay the taxes when it comes out, and you take it out before 59.5, there's a 10% penalty. But obviously with a 401k, there's no coverage if you become ill or injured. Versus an index universal life property will give you a death benefit also. It will also give you, if you become terminally ill, pay out substantial amount of money, in particular that one right there. Most people that are terminally ill are not working. And so basically what that means, you have no cash flow. There is the first step, to keep yourself having cash flow. Or if it's a critical illness, heart attack, stroke, ALS, cancer. I mean, in this particular product, there's 13 different triggers actually right there. I mean, here's a prime example. If somebody would get cancer and is off work for 6 months, 12 months and lose their cash flow, this is asset protection now, because you have cash flow. or if you become injured, or if you become chronically ill. Chronically ill is where you can't do 2 out of your 6 daily living habits. So if you can't dress yourself and feed yourself, that's a monthly payment of $7,500 coming at you right there. And by the way, you do not need to be in a nursing home on any of these. I mean, I was raised on a dairy farm and say, hey, want to be in a nursing home? In fact, I have a hard time finding people that say they want to go to a nursing home. The big thing is, if you want to stay home in retirement, if something goes wrong, here it is. It's right there for you. But this is where having these living benefits in retirement is critical. If you're down to 5 years paying your mortgage left on your 30-year mortgage, you can't get cancer and lose your cash flow now. I mean, there's how people are losing a massive asset right there because they lost their cash flow. And this will actually protect that. The other aspect of it too, if you're young, these living benefits also help you become way more bankable. Because if you go to a bank and say, I got these living benefits, and they look at you and go, oh my goodness, this person has cash flow if they become ill or injured so they can continue to make their payments. Here's the other thing. There are products that pay out 100% tax-free in retirement. A lot of people don't know that. And today, if you think taxes are going to go up, this is something that you should really focus on, getting yourself into that tax-free bucket. There are also products that don't impact your Social Security, because if you have income that, if you're single, $34,000 or $44,000, if you're married, there's now you get a potential of having your Social Security tax. I mean, you paid all your life. Why would you want to have your Social Security tax? There are also products that when you take the money out, you don't reduce the principal. I mean, imagine taking money out and all your money's still working for you right there. In the long run, it will pay out a lot more money. There are also products that don't lose money when the stock market goes down. Did anybody feel any pain here the last couple of days when the stock market was down 2,000 points? Well, I can honestly say 0 clients that we have across this country, because we operate the GOALL Program in 38 states now, nobody lost money. I mean, there's a peace of mind right there. And so, like we heard Betsy say, my personal belief is I believe that your money should work as hard as you did to earn it. I mean, that's as simple as it really gets right there. So, but the other thing is, when the stock market does go down, a lot of people don't realize the impact of it. If it goes down 20%, if the stock market goes back up 20%, you can have all your money back. No, you got to have a 25% return. 50% loss. Well, that means you got to have a 100% return. And there's where a lot of people think, well, God, the stock market came back, but I don't have all my money when I look at the statement. And if you just go back to 2000 to 2022, here's the major years that you lost money. I mean, I think we all probably felt 2008. And there's where I took a very serious learning experience personally, because I lost millions in 2008. I mean, it was, and I said, you know what? I've learned from it. I'm going to now spread the word to other people that you don't have to feel that pain right there when that happens. And that's where you're seeing here now with the index product, you don't lose any money. You keep your safety of principle at all times for you. So I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot. It's probably hard to see here. I have a 30-year-old, a 45, and I believe it's a 50 or 60-year-old, I think, something like that. So we got Sam in here who's a 30-year-old. And basically, if he wanted a $500,000 policy, it's $350, okay? But look at these living benefits right there. That's, $400,000, over $7,000 if you become chronically ill. And you come down, it'll pay out, basically $28,000. And I just said, okay, pay out from 20 or from 67 to 90. This product will pay out to 120, which isn't really realistic for any of us, but the babies being born today are going to live that long. So all the carriers that have products like this go to 120. So what you're seeing here is that $155,000 is being paid out on this thing, and but look at the returns. Right here you got $500,000. You got all the living benefits here, and for some reason my slide didn't fill in the rest of the numbers here. So we're just going to go to the next one here quick. So I apologize for that. But the numbers are sitting over on this one. But the other thing is, we actually teach people how to maximize these things. Put some extra money in up front. Front load these things up. You can shorten your payments down. Plus, if you want to become your own banker, you can start pulling money out in year number 2, 3, 4, and start purchasing cars or replace your AC units and stuff like that, and you take the money out, you don't lose your money. It keeps working for you. An example is in 2017, I took $10,000 out, like Betsy said, we moved into town here, or into Arizona. We didn't sell anything in our, because we're from Minnesota. So I took $10,000 out. I wanted to stay out of the PMI insurance. I needed the 20%. Well, that year I made 12%. I decided to play my own banker. I charged myself 8, so I, my 10,000 made 20%. The carrier who gave me their money charged me 4. So using somebody else's money, I made a 16% return. It's great leveraging somebody else's money. But what you're seeing here now is down at the bottom here, you're going to see that, you get, when it comes to the payments, you can back your payments down. If the cash flow slows down, you can cut it in half. You can go from $4,200 down to basically $2,000. Or if you want to front load it, you can go to $25,000. So really people look at their playground and go, where am I comfortable when I make a payment?
How old is that person?
Yeah.
How old is that person?
This one's 30. I'm going to go to okay, go ahead.
Both of them are 30?
Yeah, both of them are 30.
Okay,
One is just front loading. I'm going to a 45-year-old here. And so basically $1 million policy. Well, that's $1,450 a month, but you make one payment, you die the next day, it's $1 million that pays out. It's no different than car insurance. When you drive off the dealership's lot, you got covered. And then it provides massive living benefits. I mean, that's $14,000 a month if you become chronic. You're not going into a nursing home now. There's your game changer. But it will also pay out $36,000 also from 67 to 90, no problem. And it's all tax-free. And then you got a total investment of $382,000 into this. Well, it pays out $1 million. It gives you amazing living benefits. And it gives you a great retirement account, right there. So basically on a $360,000 or $382,000 investment, you're seeing here you got a $573,000 gain on it, right there on that. And the payments go for like this number here. If you take $1,450 right there, is basically $1,740 a year. Well, you can cut that payment in half, or you can dump $68,000 in there, right there. And so here's a prime example. This 45-year-old dumped in an extra $40,000 because he wanted to buy himself a car down the road. So he's going to be a little bit more aggressive in putting some money in. But you're also seeing the payments in retirement going from $36,000 to $49,000 because he just did that one time. I mean, there's a great example of money compounding for you right there. And just by putting the $40,000, you went from $573,000 gain to $1.1 million right there. So now I got another one here for you. I got a 60-year-old, and basically what you're seeing here, I just used $500,000. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you this: 60-year-olds don't want to pay for this for the next 10, 15, 20 years. This is teed up to be done in 7 years. And so it's $39,000, but here's what a lot of people do. If you're sitting on qualified money, if you think taxes are going to go up, qualified money is where when you take it out, you're going to pay the taxes on it. If you think taxes are going up, why don't you just convert it now when the taxes are low and dump it over here into the tax-free bucket. And now you can put the concerns of taxes going up away on this. But you get yourself the living benefits. I mean, as you get older, this is really where the asset protection is coming into play. It's also when, the body doesn't function just like it used to anymore. And you really need to have that particular coverage. And you can spend this money however you want. If you want to do an alternative treatment in Germany or Mexico, whatever, you got your money. You're not touching your own personal cash to go be able to do that on that. But you're seeing a $268,000 investment. It's going to pay out $500,000, give you living benefits that are absolutely amazing, and your projected gain off of that is about $633,000. But you're also seeing right down here, $39,000 payment. If you say, hey, I'm going to just back off the payment in year number 2 or 3 or whatever it is, you can back all the way down to $9,000, or you can fill it full per year and go all the way to $44,000. And here's just the thing: just by taking basically an additional $5,000, because you put the max into it. So you went all the way to $44,000. That $5,000 went from $633,000 to $642,000 in retirement right there that you added into your income right there. Again, it all comes out tax-free. Everybody said, and one of the things I basically had said
was when you take the money out of this product, you do not lose any money. Your principal doesn't want to lose. Here's an example. If you had $450,000 in cash in this product when you went into retirement, it will pay out it's based on a 7% return. It will pay out $52,000 a year. If you die at the age of 100, that means you paid out $1.7 million. How can that happen? Well, it works just like this. You got $450,000 in cash. Here's a $52,000 loan. Well, the 450 is still there, compounding. Using 7%, that means this 450 in 10 years is $900,000. Great collateral, basically. They're going to keep feeding that money. 10 years later, it's $1.8 million. Here's what happens upon death. Well, they paid out 1.7. Well, that's the loan. Well, you're not making any interest payments or nothing out of this at all because you have collateral. The carrier pays off that. And guess what the death benefit still is? $542,000, tax-free also. And these types of products have been around for almost 100 years. And the carriers that we're working with are like 173 years old, 138 years old. They've been doing this for a long, long time. And most people have always gone the traditional route because they didn't know products like this were out there. And that's really what it comes down to. So basically, I just showed you how you can protect yourself better from life risks that happen because it happens. It absolutely happens. And I bet if we just go around the room, we could all name a name or two on that happening. So basically, I want to thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, just let me know.
What is this product you're talking about? I missed that.
It's an index universal life policy. Years ago, most people heard of the whole life insurance, which I particularly had numerous policies. But the whole life policy did not have these living benefits, and typically a whole life doesn't compound money quite well.
Any other questions for Mr.
Mark,
Biermann?
if you talk about employers offering this, is this the sort of thing that an employee can take with them when they leave?
Yes, so we also, one of our niches is we work with employers, and we go in and we basically make the employer stand up from their competition by offering this product to them, and because what other employee benefit out there stays completely intact in retirement.
Yeah.
And the chamber has just newly offered that to our employees too. Yeah. Thank you, Mark. Give him a round of applause.